Welcome to Rising Woman Leaders, a safe space for women to thrive in community where their voices and stories are heard. We're a sisterhood supporting each other to live our dreams and embody the sacred feminine to restore balance on our planet. Join us each week as we return to the unconditional love and guidance of our heart and our womb. I'm your host, Meredith Ram, and I invite you to walk this path of beauty, devotion, and service with us. I've opened up the enrollment for the next cohort of the Way of the Priestess Program, and it'll be beginning June 10th, 2021 until the spring equinox weekend, where we'll be closing in 2022. So this is a 10-month online High Priestess Sisterhood and Feminine Leadership program for women rising on the priestess path. I've been on the phone connecting with incredible sisters stepping into this journey with us, and we'll be focusing on embodiment, spiritual growth, space holding, and facilitation. And by the end of the program, you'll have what you need to be leading your own women's circles virtually or in your communities. You'll have a deep embodiment and understanding of the role of the priestess at this time. And you'll also have the option to receive both one-on-one and group sisterhood support to really activate your sacred mission and the contribution that you're here to give in this life. Over the course of the program, you'll pass through a series of initiations and rituals to claim your embodiment as a priestess, a living embodiment of love. Each month will guide you to a new facilitation skill, a ritual to put into practice, as well as new and full moon wisdom. So if you've been feeling like you could use guidance, support, sisterhood, community, there are still some spaces left, and I'd love to hop on the phone with you to learn more about you, where you're at in your life, your calling to the priestess path, what your contribution, your service in this life, what you would love for it to look like, anything that's holding you back. And I can share some resources and support and next steps for your path. And we can also explore if it could be a good fit for you to join us. So I'll include the link for you to book a free 45-minute connection call with me in the show notes. And you can also learn more about the program, download the program guide at risingwomanleaders.com. I hope you enjoy today's show. I'm here today with Jennifer Mercado, who is a mother, a grandmother, a Reiki healer and teacher, an intuitive guide, massage therapist, and a priestess. And part of why I've welcomed her here today is to share a bit about her experience being part of the Way of the Priestess Program, and also to share her story with us. Thanks for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me here, Meredith.
Yeah, it's so special to invite you, someone that I've been getting to know over these last 5 or 6 months in a deeper way, to come here and be on the podcast. Yeah, I'd love to start with just how you maybe came to your spiritual path and a little bit about your journey of healing and coming to be this incredible woman that you are today.
Thank you. Well, I just want to start off by giving gratitude to you for having me here to share a little bit about myself and my journey. I find such sweet comfort in this container that you provide for myself and for everyone else. So thank you for that. I don't even know where to start, but I'm just gonna, because my story is so, I feel like it's so unique in so many different ways. But I'm gonna start exactly where I found Reiki. I believe that's definitely a really big pivotal point in my life. It was 2016, and my daughter was actually going to college at this time. She was leaving the nest. And as a single mother, that hit me pretty hard because I had raised her on my own, her entire life. And we were hitting a transitional phase that I didn't even really begin to understand how it was going to affect me. But being that she was my family, my child, it really made me go into a place of what now, right? And I found myself at a point where I was in a relationship with someone that um, was really a great man and intelligent man, and he cared very deeply for me, but because I was still stuck in a phase in my life where I was trying to make everybody happy and just not really living authentically, I couldn't really connect to him the way he wanted me to connect. And I was still trying, and he asked me to marry him and move in with him, and we bought a house. We bought a beautiful house, and I thought, well, my daughter's now leaving to college, and I could now start something with this man, and I believed that he was the one at the time, and now this was my second really big relationship in my life. I had been in a previous relationship. I was married to someone that didn't work out. Well, when my daughter left college, I started to awaken to the fact that this relationship wasn't right. And a lot of insecurities and a lot of fears showed up for me. And I sabotaged that relationship. I completely just was lost in connection with myself and in connection with him. I was really sad that I was losing the one person. I felt like I was losing the one person that had been by my side the entire time. And we ended up breaking up, and we had to sell the house. And it was really, really sad for me. I was heartbroken. I felt like I had hit a rock bottom in my life. And one day I sat down and I prayed, and I asked God to help me with the relationships in my life, to help me discover true love, because I felt like everything I was doing was wrong. And I sat down and I was just looking through my feed on Instagram, and I found this wonderful Reiki master who had like this big ad that said Reiki level 1 starting in July 7th. And that was my daughter's birthday. And so I just kind of thought, well, what is Reiki? I need, and I need to discover why this is so intriguing to me. And I researched some of it, and I found it to be so needed. And I signed up. I signed up with this beautiful woman. Her name is Viana Ma. She was a Reiki master at the time. And her Reiki level 1 program was for 3 months.
And Viana's actually been on the podcast. So
oh, has she?
Yeah. She's lovely.
Oh, she's amazing. I developed such a beautiful relationship with her, and she really walked me through that breakup, and she really helped me center and focus and bring it back to me. I felt like I was alone. And on my life journey now, I'm also having health issues where I'm being presented with a possible cancer scare. The doctors are concerned at the time that I have breast cancer. And so I turned to Viana and I just, surrender and become like this open vessel to receive healing. And I asked, I do not want to be sick. I had gone through many health challenges, and I just started learning Reiki, and I started experiencing some out of this world experiences that just kind of reminded me that I was following the right path, that healing was something that I needed, that I needed to change my entire life. I needed to just focus on Jen. And it's funny because at the time I thought that that's exactly what I was doing. And fast forward to today, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really taking care of myself even more now. I dove straight into Reiki, and then I found a holistic school in Laguna Hills, California. And I just went in and learned the anatomy of everything. And I started just taking school so seriously that at the time, I started working from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning for a small produce company that had given me the opportunity to work as a human resources director. And it was tough. It was tough going to school and working those hours and then committing myself to, getting this education. But I remember feeling like I'm doing this at the time. I said, I'm doing this for my daughter. I'm doing this so that I can remind her that she has a strong mother, that, she can look at me and think, wow, my mom is amazing. I crave that connection. And I felt like my daughter was so disappointed in me because she hadn't really gotten to get to know the real me. She's seen just the heartbroken, the tired mom, the one trying to make ends meet and just working really hard to survive, and not taking care of herself. And that's what I did. I went on a 3-year journey at school after Reiki, and I started actually practicing immediately. Everything I learned, I would just meet people and say, "Hey, are you open to receive a massage from me for free?" And everybody, like, yeah, and that's, one person started talking to another person, and then it's, hey, you should contact Jen. She'll help you with your headaches. She'll help you with your stress. And then I remember feeling like, I should just kind of take this practice to the park and just sit at the park and just give it to myself and see what happens. And that's what I did. I took my massage table. I took myself to the park, my blankets, and then, random people would like text me and say, hey, I said, well, yeah, come meet me at the park. And they would come meet me at the park. And then people would walk by and, what do you do? And, well, I'm a massage therapist. I'm a holistic health practitioner. Well, what does that mean? Well, would you like to take a seat with me? And would you like to find out, And that was so transformational for me because I feel like I started to really believe in myself at that point, to really grow practice from scratch and just really in a natural way was such a blessing to me. I was healing myself in doing that. I was healing my broken heart. I was feeling all these old belief systems that were in my mind, that I wasn't good enough for a relationship, that I wasn't, that I wasn't smart enough to learn all these new modalities. And the next thing you know, I was at school and people were asking me to teach them. And this heartbreak, this intense heartbreak, forced me into going into this deep dive of healing, of just transforming, and led me to finding my true partner. And it took me about 3.5 years to do that. But I I dove into the healing every day. Like every day I would do something that would just open up my heart and allow me to sit with myself and forgive myself, and opened up these beautiful pathways of love. And everywhere I went, I just thought, I want to be loved. I want to truly harness the energy inside of me, and I want to vibrate so much love that everybody can see it in me. And that way, in becoming it, I can truly feel it. And I found it not just in my partner, not just in my daughter, but I found it with my connection to source. I think that was the biggest gift of my healing process. There's this relationship I built with God that is foundational to me. It is the relationship that I seek, not just the relationship with myself, but that relationship to feel like I'm held and supported. And I've stayed there. I've stayed. I have not moved from that place. That's truly how my healing journey started, with a broken heart.
Wow. Thank you for sharing, Jennifer. We went through a journey with you of all the ups and downs and ins and outs. And I loved hearing about you finding your purpose within all of that, of what you were called to do as a healer, and to just start with where you were at and offering to people in the park and just getting started. And I found that too in my practice of just in the beginning, just start with where I'm at and try it out and see who's interested. And it's like that gives us the confidence to keep going and to expand and to share our gifts even more. And I'd love to hear, because you've been in the Way of the Priestess program since last December, just a little bit of what that journey has been like for you, why you felt called to it, what you've been discovering, how the program has been for you.
Well, when I heard about the program, there was an instant knowing. Like, I saw your ad, and I already had been following you for a while, for about a year, I think. And I just thought, wow, that your words just spoke to me. And when I heard about the program, I thought, I need to take this program. There was just an inner knowing that it was time. It was time to step into deeper service. But I was scared because I'm not someone that normally operates through social media. I was used to living my life and not putting it out there for people to see, just having an organic way of connecting with people. And when I read about your program, I just thought, you need to step into the internet. You need to start to share more of yourself with more people. And it just gave me like the chills to see that it was time. And in the middle of a pandemic, how all these questions came up to me. How am I going to pay for this? I'm not working right now. And there was just, that this is when you have to follow your gut. This is when you listen to the calling and you just allow it to unfold, and it will happen for you. And that's what I did. I just, I said yes to it, and I was so happy. And there was this nurturing energy that I really needed at the time, that I felt that you provided through your program. And this connection to sisterhood, that I needed this support. I needed to feel held. I needed to feel like I was in a safe container with women and like-minded women that made me feel like I can do this. And well, everything changed after that. I mean, taking your program, I started thinking it was going to be one way, but it was so much better than that.
Tell me more.
Well, So I had done a lot of reading on the female archetype. I had, but I had never taken the time to really study these archetype goddesses, as far as like their history and what they truly brought into this world, and how to connect with them with ritual. And you brought that to the table for me. It wasn't just reading; it was understanding the energy that they brought, and how I wanted to call in that energy to my life, and how it was important for me to sit with them on in ritual. And that was something I wasn't doing. I was having ritual, but not inviting these goddesses to sit with me. And that was even more transformational, because I got to really I hone in into this feminine energy, this feminine quality that lives inside of us, that I kind of felt was untapped for me. It's there, but it's untapped, the inner knowing. And I released it. I allowed it to come forth, and to show me what was it, that the medicine that I could take from it. And the goddess Isis was so powerful for me. I bought her decks. I talked to her daily, and I got a lot of I felt like permission. I gave myself permission to even go in deeper into my relationship with my partner, like to truly understand what the masculine has been through, and how much of our support they need us. And it created shifts in my consciousness with what I expected from my partner, because it was more of like, it's a together thing, and it's something that we need to, and I know I've taken this program with you, but it's almost like I took my partner with this program too, because as I learned about this, I would go and tell him, and he would listen, and he was all for it. And once I told him that the goddess Isis put together back her love and from pieces, I was like, that's so beautiful to me. To me, it's like, that's love. That's acceptance. That's seeing and the masculine for who he is in our world today. And I think I also felt a deep connection with Mother Mary. That's always been in my heart. I got through some really difficult moments with ease and grace. I also loved connecting with Mary Magdalene. I had done much research on Mary Magdalene, but with your program, I feel like I got to know her in a different way. She really helped me claim that I am a high priestess. She really helped me understand that my voice is important, and that I can't be scared to speak my truth any longer. And that it's been a wound, a deep, deep wound inside of me that I couldn't resonate with, because I didn't have that awareness. And now that I have that awareness, I just kind of want to let it all just fall off my throat and speak my truth, and be heard, and just really step into my purpose. As women, we have to honor our power even more now. Like we're needed. Yeah.
And how has your connection been with the other women?
Oh, it's been so beautiful. I've connected with them outside of the group. We've exchanged healings over Zoom ourselves. I have a sister who's in Hawaii, and she's so powerful and fierce. She's like shared so much energy of sitting next to a volcano that's erupting, and just sharing all the power and strength that she's gaining from it, that I gained from it too, and I just feel supported and heard. And it's so nice to be able to do the same for them, and witness that there are other women like me.
I think that is one of the healing pieces, is when we come together and we feel suddenly like we understand each other, and it's a space where we can show up and be safe and authentic and not alone. And that's such a healing in itself, just coming together as women in this sacred way, which feels so ancient in many ways. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So beautiful.
And anything about, just, we've been doing some one-on-one work throughout. Anything that you want to share just about how that experience has been and some of the healings that we've done together?
Well, I do want to share that the EFT tapping that you and I have had has been really powerful. I have had EFT in the past, but I don't think it was a couple of years ago. But I never really got the benefits from it for whatever reason. Maybe it wasn't the right time for me or the right practitioner, because I was just learning. But now that I have so much more awareness sitting with you, it's been instant healing for me. It's been sitting with my mother wound with you, sitting with my heartbreaks, from even my first marriage that needed some healing there too, and opening up to new love and creating something from a healthy place, from a different place in my womb. Like, the womb healing has been so powerful with you. And it's been so gentle. It's been so sweet. It hasn't been anything that has shook me to the point of uneasiness. It's been such a beautiful transformation, and an easiness to letting go of the stories, right? Of the stories that I've been telling myself from these events that have happened in my life. It's been a blessing. And I have worked with many teachers. I have done this work with people that have dove into healing practices for 20, 30 years. And I'm so grateful for the teachers that have come my way, but I've asked for them. I've asked for them to show up. I've asked for them to find me. And I'm so glad that I was able to find you, because like you ignited that fire. Like, it was burning, but now I feel like it's really ignited, like I feel like that's what you did for me in my womb space. And I've discovered so much about me that I didn't even know lived inside of me. I think the most recent self-discovery in session with you was all about my voice and how I want to sing and how I want to chant, and how music is so important in my life. And I enjoy hearing others sing. I enjoy hearing their vibration, but I'm so ready to hear and feel my own. It's powerful. So thank you for that, Meredith. I'm so grateful for that. I can't stop singing in my house now.
Oh, yay. Yeah. That's a big part of my intention, is to be that, help women find that key that wants that brings forth that activation of them wanting to share, wanting to express, and having it come from a place of joy. And what you said too about the tapping, I've heard that from people before. It's like, I tried it before, didn't really do much. And a lot of times that happens because we're either just following along with a video on YouTube and it's not getting specific to really the heart of the essence that we want to heal. And also everyone does it differently. And so it's like when you find that practitioner who's just in tune and can say the things that are like in your subconscious that you didn't even realize needed to be released, then it's so much of that
Yeah.
healing can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And also the way I approach healing is it's like it doesn't need to be this big, scary, hard, difficult, drudging through mud type of thing. It's like we can go through this and have fun and it can be light and it can, and yeah, we go into some of the deep places, but it's you're bringing yourself into a new belief along with it, and the times that we've created new pictures together, new memories, and helping with the subconscious, it's like suddenly you're going into your life and you have that underlying confidence that's able to come to the surface. And I think that's really powerful and different from, for example, therapy, where someone might like drudge all these things up and then they're just in it. It's like we are coming into a new picture, a new way of being, a whole new belief system from those healing sessions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share about just how it's been like working with me, or just what it's like when I'm leading these calls? And I'm just, I'm kind of shy about this, but I'm curious, like anything else you want to share just from your perspective of how I hold the space or anything like that.
So I'm a big feeler, I use my sixth sense a lot. And I've always done that since I was a child, it's part of who I am. And when I sit in circle with you and just being around you and the rest of the sisters, I can really feel your guides, and I can really feel the support and the love that you pour into this space. And it's something that creates like this safety for me, this permission to let go. And I haven't really found that in many places. So for me, when I'm with you, I'm paying attention, I'm feeling it, I'm listening to all the thoughts that are coming up for me, to the imagery that pops up, the colors that I see. And it's different when I'm around you. It's really lovely. And I always feel like I'm ready to start my day when we're done with circle, like I go outside in the backyard and like talk to the birds and like, just receive the sun, and getting me out of that high vibrational place is hard because no matter what's going on around in my house, I'm I stay connected. And I love that you bring that connection to the space. It's not, once we're done, it's not easily forgotten, or it's not something that we put aside. It's something that I'm living through, and I'm just like, wow, we really are connected to each other. And what we bring to the space really matters. And you've made me see that through your energy, through your love, through your guides, through the healing that you bring, through the women that you attract, through the mirror that you provide, because you do self-reflect, and it's just wonderful to be able to have this in your life during such crucial times when, everything's kind of changed. And for me, Reiki wasn't just doing it anymore, right? Like everything I learned was, meditation. It wasn't just doing it anymore. It was like, this is what I normally do, but I need to add to this. And you were like the perfect ingredient to that. And I feel like I've grown with you. I don't feel the same. I don't even, in just a short amount of time, I often catch myself asking myself, like, wait, is this me? This is me. This is me. Like I wake up and I just think I want to take care of myself the way that I take care of others. There's a deeper commitment to myself than there was before your program. My rituals and my practices, I can't wait to dive into them, opposed to before maybe not being so conscious of my time and, having to put things on the back burner because I wasn't choosing myself. I'm choosing myself now. Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yes. And I see it in you when we come on these calls and, and you're like, yeah, really took care of myself today. And so I can
Mm-hmm.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want for women, is for their practices to feel alluring and to feel so self-nourishing, and to remember to come back to them, to have that be a priority. It's another reason this container is an opportunity to, hey, I'm going to make this a priority in my life and see how that goes.
Yeah.
What kind of shifts can happen?
There was something really interesting that I started doing in the program. And I just got the urge to garden a lot more, right? And I started planting rose bushes in my backyard. And we got hit with a big winter storm, and everything was like covered in snow. And I for a second there, I was like really worried about my rose bushes. And they were fine. The snow melted. They're blossoming right now. And I look at my rose bushes, and every time I sit out there to look at my rose bushes, I just feel the mother. I feel the mother. I feel her presence. And I'm just so enamored with all things beauty right now. Like my roses mean so much to me. I can't wait to start making oils out of them, and just, doing the things that make me feel much more connected to the mother, this beautiful energy. Rose oil has been so significant in my life working through this program. Like it's the essential oils, and I just want to thank you, because I don't think I've ever been surrounded by so much beauty. And these roses have this really big connection to me, and I feel their presence. The energy of the roses, just, they smell so amazing. They lift my mood. Watching them grow makes me feel like I'm growing with them. And I'm offering my moon cycle to these roses. And wow, the connection that I have, it's almost like words can't describe it. But I want to thank you for that. That's been probably my most favorite ritual, just these roses.
I love that. Yes, there's so much we can learn from the rose. And since I've been back in California and back with the rose bushes I planted a little over a year ago, I feel that same way of just like there's some, this is a whole opening up a whole world of connection with the plant world and the messages that we can receive being in communion with them. Yes. And would you like to share just what's coming up for you? Anything in your business, or what's next? What are you excited about? What are you sharing in the world right now? Anything that...
Well, I started teaching Reiki myself again. I have taught it in the past, but I put it away for a while because of school. And I have a new program that I launched a month ago. And so I'm teaching Reiki level 1, 2, and 3. I'm working on creating content right now to start hosting my own virtual women's soul circles. I'm just so excited about that. I'm going to make a deeper commitment to hold women's soul circles at least once a week. I created a webpage. I named it Moon Diosa. And I finally took ownership of my name. Everywhere I go, people call me Mama Jenn, but I've never really called myself that. And I owned it. I started using Mama Jenn, and I feel like through this space that Mundiosa is gonna provide, I'm gonna actually get to show myself more as Mama Jenn and invite women to come and sit in circle with me for deep healing and just to be held and supported too, you know. And I see all these beautiful teachers doing it, and I'm finally shaking this imposter syndrome off of myself, you know, because as a woman, I feel like I've gone through stages in my life where insecurities has really held me back, and I've always compared myself to others. Well, you know, you actually gave me the realization that I can't do that. I can't compare myself to other people. I just got to own who I am and step into this space of teaching, you know, and just allow everything to unfold for what it is. And all it takes is one person, you know. That's what I tell myself. And so I'm excited about that. um I'll be announcing all that stuff on my Instagram. But for now, I'm just concentrating on Reiki and supporting those that want to step into the healer path, right? And help other women also start to calm and center their own minds and walk the path of truly getting to know themselves, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're sharing your gifts in all these ways. What is your Instagram handle, just for the people listening, if they want to find you?
I'm at Moon Diosa. It's moon.diosa with 2 A's.
Beautiful. Okay, and we'll include a link too. So exciting. Any closing words that you have for anyone out there who might be listening, who might be soul searching, who might be maybe more in that difficult part of their path or journey, and any words of wisdom that you'd like to leave people with?
I think the first thing that comes up for me that I'd like to remind people is to listen to your body, to truly just allow the messages that are coming from your body come up for you and honor these messages, because we're living through some really challenging times and we're hearing all kinds of different versions of informations, and it can get confusing. But whenever we really listen to the guidance within ourselves and our own thoughts and our own belief systems, we can't go wrong, because we're being ourselves. And whatever it is that is coming up for us to experience or to learn from, if we stay connected to ourselves, then we're making the right choices for us. And that's what we need right now. We need to be true to what we believe in, be true to what is coming up for us, and then share that, because what our stories matter, you know. And by sharing what is coming for us, then we can help other people dig deep inside of their own wisdom and share that too. We're all connected. And even though we may not understand or have similar points of views, energy doesn't lie. Energy just doesn't lie. It's always there. Our intuition will always guide us to the truth.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Let's take a moment to just breathe that in. And just inviting everyone listening to tune into the wisdom of their body. Anything that has stood out to them in this conversation today, anything they know they need to take action on or slow down on, or coming back to their own practices or body, just whatever it is for them, for you. listening, coming back into that center, that still point that we can all have access to underneath all the thoughts. I'd love to just share my gratitude to you, Jennifer, for walking your path, for facing your own fears, for coming forth in the world to share your gifts, and also for sharing your voice and your story with us today. Thank you so much. Big bows, much love, many blessings. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Meredith.
Thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this episode. If you liked it, share it with a friend or leave us a review on iTunes. You can also follow along on Instagram at Rising Woman Leaders and sign up for email updates at risingwomanleaders.com to be sure to receive all the new and inspiring content. Thanks again for being here. It's an honor to walk this path with you.